Welcome to the Damo podcast. Yes, it's the Damo podcast.
Well, no cigars today because we're in a hotel room, and that's not normally, that's frowned upon, isn't it?
Unfortunately, there are smoke alarms, so we can't do it.
Yeah, it'd be embarrassing if the whole building got evacuated because of us. And not such an exciting background, but maybe I can change this with AI afterwards, actually. I'll put a summary.
Make it not grey?
Yeah, like a green screen. So we've been having some conversations lately, and I thought it'd be interesting to maybe convey some of these onto video. Just we've been chatting while we've been walking around and shooting the shit. And one of those things I want to talk about was this concept of Shu Ling Ding Jin, which if you're in the Tai Chi world, you'll know is one of the 10 or sometimes 12, isn't it? Yang Who's 10?
Yeah, some people call it 12.
The numbers, but say the 10 guidelines or whatever, the core guidelines of the Tai Chi posture. And Shu Ling Ding Jin, sometimes they just translate as suspend the head or line up the head. But if you actually break down what it is, Shu means emptiness. Ling is, well, it's hard to explain. It's like your spirit in a elevated state, perhaps, or something like this. Would you agree or disagree?
I don't know much Chinese. We'll go with that.
It's like magical spirit, they will often say, but it's to me, it's like a refined, enlightened, or elevated spirit. So emptiness and elevated spirit, Shu Ling. Ding is your crown, top of the head. And then Jin means a force from inside your body. So maybe Adam would translate it or define it slightly differently from me or not, but to me it's when the Qi mobilizes the tissues inside your body. Would you have a different definition of this? Or?
I tend to think of it in phases. The first being physical, that you just need to actually get your head on top of your spine.
Okay, yeah.
So that you're not like Gollum fisting.
So you sort of, just physical alignment.
Just force it first, yeah.
Okay.
Just opening the tissues in the neck and the back and stuff so you can actually have length in your spine.
Yeah.
So your head's not in front of your body. Basic. Like making your body not deformed.
Sure.
Yeah. But ultimately, I tend to think that it means that the suspended from above means from spirit.
Right.
You're guided, you're suspended by the spirit. Yeah, so the empty spirit is holding you up, is guiding you, is leading. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
what it
that.
always suggested to me, this idea that if you have Shu and Ling, emptiness and spirit, obviously this is what you're talking about, like something higher or whatever. We talk about it being metaphorically higher. And then the idea being that the force from inside the Jin then moves towards your crown to elevate the head, right? So you're suspended from above spiritually, but you're kind of suspended from below upwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the directions become both simultaneously.
Yes.
It's like if you look at it from one angle, it's from the bottom up. If you look at it from another angle, it's from the top pulling you up.
Yes.
Which is it? I mean, they're both right, I think.
Yeah, and the neck, my experiences of it is that when this suspension starts to come, which at first there's a lot of tightness because it's pushing against irregularities in your neck.
Well, that's the body not being open, the first thing I'm talking about. Yeah.
And then it feels like you don't have a neck.
Yeah, well, then the neck is empty.
Yes.
It disappears for sure.
I describe it as being like when you have the puck on the air hockey table, you know, the bit you hold to bash it across.
I say the head, you become a floating head.
Yes, yeah, totally, okay, yeah. So same kind of ideas there.
And also you're not holding it up at all. It's an effortless state.
In fact, it's hard to put it down.
Yes.
Because you start to curve it and you find there's almost like a spontaneous like elevation.
Not just the head, the whole body becomes hard to collapse, right?
Yes.
Like it's very hard to have you can't.
Yes.
The fullness stops it, the suspension stops it. Yeah.
So then what I really want to sort of speak about in this and sort of break it out is so I have a theory on it that maybe is not based in anything other than my woo-woo view that the mind and the body often reflect each other in many ways.
It's hardly woo-woo. They definitely do.
It's woo-woo to some. It's woo-woo to some. But this idea of Jen, upright, right?
Like an upright person.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, but even the word is very clever, isn't it? Because it's like upright physically, upright of stature, upright of character, upright of mind, upright of morality. I don't know. Like there's so many things you can be upright of. So I wonder about the connection between the sort of uprightness of the character and the uprightness of the neck that has been sort of suspended from inside
I mean, it's
too, because it's a pattern I've seen.
it's very observable.
I have taught people that are not of good character, you know, and I've taught them for periods of time, and then I can get their bodies neat and everything good and qua sorted and blah blah blah, they're presentable. But those people that are not upright of character, I can't get their head lined up. I can't get it suspended onto the shoulders. It's like everything sort of resists it when there's no reason for it to resist the neck because they got everything else sorted.
I've observed in Thailand,
Right.
sometimes when I'm on the beach having a walk or something, and because I've been there so long, sometimes you see people and you know they've been there decades and not living a very savory life. Some people embrace the worst parts of the country, let's say.
Like expats, you mean?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Just deviants that are fallen down a hole of deviation.
Quite a lot of those in Thailand.
Yeah, but some really long
Yes.
term.
Yeah.
And they're always, you can tell by their body.
Yeah, okay.
Their head is in front of their body, their closed heart, their shriveled up dryness. Yeah, I mean, your inner state is reflected in your body. There's no denying it. Twisted personalities have twisted bodies. Upright, open people have an upright, open-hearted people have an open chest. You can't be, I'm open-hearted. It just doesn't happen. You can't be upright like that.
Yeah, okay.
To Wang Qinxian used to say, to get the high skill, you have to be an upright person.
Oh, okay. That's a direct quote from him, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's something that in the Tai Chi world is like, or the Qigong world, whatever, you know, or life, okay, that to me always seemed like a clear distinction. And to me, it's like even Disney understood this back in the like 1950s or whatever. They made Snow White, 60s. I don't know what
the
it was,
culture, like sort of
yeah.
fairy tale truths and cultural truths, wives' tales and all that. The truth is in those kinds of ideas a lot through most cultures.
Yes.
You see the old goblins and stuff.
So why do so many Tai Chi masters and Qigong masters have a bad neck alignment? Because let's be honest, you're not supposed to speak negatively about such things, but the amount of people that I've seen, their head is like this, just like suspended off the front of the head.
It's terrible.
Off the body.
Same reason that people that don't do these arts have it. They're not upright people.
Do you think there's a mechanical thing that's doing it as well? Like,
Sure. I mean, you can just deform your body by having some kind of, I'd call it bad training. Maybe you could argue it's good training if it gets a result you want. But I think if it deforms your body, it's bad training.
Right.
So if you empty the chest incorrectly, like bring the chest plate back,
Curve it.
then your head's probably going to go forward and you end up with a deformed body. Shoulders forward, thoracic back, chin forward. They do weird things to their body.
I remember when I started, like, first time in Tai Chi, people didn't really understand it amazingly well back there. I think collectively in the West, when I started it, people didn't really amazingly understand it. Pre-internet, information comes over.
It's improved.
Yeah, there was a lot of, it has improved, yeah. There was a lot of forcing down of shoulders and, like trying to curve the chest. Yeah, and I remember sort of learning Waldorf and trying to...
That's one of my pet hates, something I talk about all the time. That concaving the chest, pushing the shoulders forward, making the circle.
Yes, the Zhenzhong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your lungs have no room to move.
Yeah, totally.
It puts pressure on your lumbar and your kidneys. Your cervical collapses. No blood and chi goes to your brain. Your heart closes. I mean, the list goes on of negatives.
And the scapula weld onto the back as well.
Yeah, and then you can't be even remotely swung. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it. It's like such a funny thing that like people will talk about in these arts. Not that I even agree with it actually, but like being natural, and I don't agree with that particularly. But I do think maybe you could switch out natural for like efficient, normal body.
Not normal's the word I normally use.
Yeah, but yet at the same time, but they will talk about that. Like you've got to be efficient and and yet they will train something really insane into their body that defies that rule. It's like a contradiction in terms, right?
Yeah. Well, you see a lot of people that are doing kung fu.
Yeah.
That have forgotten about normal body mechanics.
So you think there's a standardized way, standardized way of moving that's independent of styles, with things like you're asking, like punching or moving or walking or something like this?
Yeah, I mean, there's basic fundamentals that I would say don't get thrown away just because you're doing a more sophisticated method or mobilizing the chi as well as moving your body.
But there's a lot of variation in strikes, right? Because you've got this. That's quite a lot of variation in the shapes of a strike.
Yeah. But I'm not talking about the kind of strike, more the general rules, like your mass, the way your mass aligns behind the punch, or you move towards the object, or you don't leak power the wrong way physically, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That people tend to forget.
Yes.
Or have never done, which is really weird, or just don't know how to move.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the view that there's like a clean slate, an empty, like styleless way of moving that you kind of need to learn first. Like the body is cleaned up before you start putting intricacies from your system onto it. Because I don't actually believe any style is natural for the body. Having been in lots and lots of martial arts, I think maybe more different systems than you actually. I've probably been around
much more,
more styles. Almost every single system, conversations with each other, they all claimed that their system, everything from Wing Chun and Southern systems through to Northern systems through the Japanese, Tai Chi, but they all claimed theirs was the one that matched natural body mechanics.
Yeah, but they're all by definition unnatural body mechanics.
Totally, yeah.
That's what a style is.
But they all said no, this is the natural
I don't
one.
like
This is the way that's normal for the body.
I don't like that.
I think that what happens is teachers do their style so much that it becomes built into them, and then it feels like a natural body mechanic because the wheels are greased or whatever, and then they can't see through beyond that.
Yeah. I mean, if it was natural, you wouldn't need to train it. The whole idea is silly. The kid would already have it. I mean, why do you need to train it if it's natural?
Yeah, well, Tai Chi's pretty far from that.
It's so unnatural. Every part of it is the opposite of nature.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this thing with the head and the alignment, like going back to this kind of like hunched up or whatever, sort of, which is like in England actually. I remember when I was doing Tai Chi at the start, there was like whole groups in schools that every single student I met had that posture, sort of formed into the witch from Snow White.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing, it always struck me as even if you believe it builds some kind of amazing power, you've got some shield you can ward people off of or something like that, you have an inability to relax even slightly, which is the big thing that is the kind of selling point of Taiji.
You mean you can't relax because your posture's so bad?
Well, it'd be almost impossible. I couldn't relax like that.
It's hard to make that shape.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of tension that builds up from holding the weight of your skull, right, is quite a lot.
Well, it's obviously not relaxed. If your head's in front of your spine, then it's not relaxed. Your neck is holding it up and it's really heavy. So it doesn't matter what you say, it's not relaxed.
So this would be when you're saying you have to force it first. It's like you have to go into the tension first.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it depends on your body. If your body was all open, you wouldn't, but most people aren't.
Right, okay.
And I don't think you can relax your way into openness at all.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Because?
Well, let's say you're crooked.
Yep.
Right? Closed, crooked. And then you relax, and then gravity goes in deeper into the crevice.
Yeah, okay.
So if you're like that, and you relax more, it gets worse and worse.
Right, okay.
You have to go, force! It's not relaxing at all, but you're pulling it apart, you're opening it. You're going against the pattern of gravity, which has made you collapsed or whatever.
It's quite different from what a lot of teachers would say.
It's the opposite. They all say relax and the shape will get right. I always say do the shape right.
So to
shape before soul.
So to counter that, not that I agree with this at all, actually, saying something I don't agree with, but do you believe that you could targeted relax the bit that is malformed, if you want, to get your body to go into the right shape? No. Okay.
I think you have to target the apply force to the bit that's malformed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Pull it open.
Yeah. Because if you try to release the bit that's tight, you're just going to add another layer of collapse.
Yeah, it just gets worse.
Because the other bit's already short anyway, isn't it?
Exactly. It just gets worse. That's
right.
it. And that's why when you see a beginner Okay, they're bad, and then you see someone after 20 years, they're really bad. They're worse.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
you see, I've been doing Tai Chi for 30 years. It's like, well, you look sick and weak. I mean, your posture's
Right.
like, that's bad. Where some normal guy that didn't do any training looks all right.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
remember given the example before, my grandfather made it into his 90s and he was robust, but he only had one lung and from some asbestos accident and was massively overweight, I will say, and lived on excessive alcohol and greasy food, but he lived longer than most Tai Chi practitioners.
Yeah.
And he never did any exercise at all.
Yeah.
He was robust.
I mean, you know, I'm totally pro song, as you know.
Yep.
My method is all about song, but it's not the first thing.
Right. Okay.
Openness is the first thing. Yeah.
Which you do by pushing the body into that shape.
Yeah, pulling and pushing the body apart.
Yeah. I see the photos from your courses that like, you know, sort of snippets. And it's funny, I don't think it matches your videos because your videos on YouTube or whatever are often like fudging because that's the most.
Yeah, well, because it's pretty boring.
Totally. It's the most video.
The courses are all body opening, and then
Yeah.
the part that I put on is the 5 minutes of a demo or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. The still photos seem to
Yeah.
be more like a Lotus and Gong course in some ways.
Maybe,
You're
yeah.
pushing and
It's work, yeah.
yeah, those kind of things.
I just watch YouTube and watch someone standing there still pushing their body apart. I mean,
Yeah.
great,
Yeah,
really
it's not very
entertaining.
exciting, is it?
I mean, I can't even watch form, let alone that. So
No, I can watch a Tai Chi form if I skip the first minute.
I always start in the middle.
Yeah. So once I get past this, then it's okay. Yeah, it's true. So this this kind of like forcing open the body and getting the body into the right state and then releasing. And I've seen you talking a little bit recently on social media and getting a little bit of pushback.
Never.
This might come as a surprise, but there's people out there that don't agree with you.
Yes.
There's people out there that don't like you. Do you know this?
I've heard.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so one of the things you got pushback on was you wrote about Tai Chi should make you stronger.
Mhm.
That was basically it. That was all you said, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if your training makes you weaker, that's a problem.
So physically stronger. So
Of
maybe, could you explain, why were people funny about that?
I don't know, because their training doesn't make them stronger.
So maybe,
They think weak is good. I mean, I don't know. Can you possibly think weaker is better?
well, I don't.
Or maybe they know they're not strong, so then they justify it. I don't know. I'd be concerned if my training made me weaker.
So what? I think that I think maybe the confusion comes, I think the confusion comes because there's an idea that you, at the end of softness, hardness arises.
Well, it
right?
does. At the end of release.
So what?
I don't like the word softness or relax.
So I think people are defining it. If I just keep letting go of all the tension on the outside and let my muscles waste away, some magic force is going to arise from inside. I think that's
Yeah.
what people believe. What do you think of that?
Well, apparently not. I mean, it doesn't seem to be working out.
So how would you define it? Explain it. Where does this force come from? Maybe on a physical level, because obviously there's a physical strength as well. You're not talking just sort of like
Just chi and stuff like
yeah.
that. No.
You're talking something physical, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So what makes you strong at a physical level? I mean, the work.
Yeah, and what's doing it? But what is happening to your body? Because clearly you're not just going limper and some magical force is arising. So you're doing something else.
Well, you're pulling your body apart
Yeah.
with great effort, with muscular force too.
Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't pull or push, can you?
Meaning kind of standard contractive.
Well, we
muscles.
try not to contract, but I don't know how else muscles work.
Sure.
I mean, I would say don't contract, extend or whatever, but something is contracting. I mean, but there's force running through the body. That's the important part. There's force. And there's resistance. The resistance of your own body, the resistance of gravity, the resistance of people pushing on you, all make you strong.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And the way the body connects up, and I mean, it is because it fills up with chi. So that's it always comes back to the chi, really.
Yeah.
But even physically, that changes your body. Like it gets opened up and filled up and bigger and nourished by the chi and then the blood, of course. And you get robust and strong.
So would you expect an increase in size?
I
in the
know
same
that
way
I've-
would you?
Not just expect it, I observe it. Everyone
okay.
that trains seriously, correctly, gets bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone.
But it's not quite the same body as like a bodybuilder or
No,
something.
you just get, unfortunately not.
Sure, not the same aesthetic quality.
But you definitely get wider.
Yeah,
Wider
sure.
shoulders, wider hips, and like a thicker
Yeah.
torso. Full.
So what do you think if someone is not getting that? Because some people are, you know, like you see people train Tai Chi and some people are getting that, but a lot of people are not. You know, because, and that's not to be critical, that's just the nature of thousands of people doing something.
Yeah,
Some will get it, some will not. What are
depends
they
how they're
missing?
training. The opening
Right.
and the filling. So they're missing the container is not getting stretched open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're not filling the container up with anything to. Okay, let me rephrase. So the opening is more like the outside getting bigger, and the filling is more like the inside pushing out on the outside, which makes it bigger too.
Which is similar to shilling Ding Jin in a way, isn't it? Or the way I'm saying,
Totally.
like it's pushing you open
Of course.
from inside.
It's
right?
just not just up, is it?
Yes. Yeah,
It's every direction.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So then, if they're not opening,
Well, then you can't feel.
so I'm sort of tying it back to what you're saying. Sorry, I'm sort of thinking around this topic here. It's like, so they're not. That goes back to you have to do the tension to push everything open first. It's like if they're not opening, so then they're kind of relaxing into the closing.
Well, it does, doesn't it? If you just
Yeah, yeah.
relax, you close.
Yes. So that makes it a bit slack as well, doesn't it? If things aren't pulled, if you don't have 2 points pulled apart, nothing can stretch between them. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Which the duila, the stretching between 2 points.
Mhm.
If you don't have that, you have the opposite.
Yeah. Okay.
2 points going towards each other. That's closing, isn't it?
Yes.
Collapsing.
Yeah.
Like a dark weakness.
Okay. Yeah, because I think like the Tai Chi, even on like conventional strength, like walking into a gym and just taking a machine and pull, like the physical ability to lift more weight goes up from more Tai Chi, not just like some esoteric.
No.
force or something.
You actually get stronger, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about Jin or anything. Or
Okay.
like Pong. So my experience is you get weaker for a number of years because you are learning how to song, and before that you had some contractive strength, and that goes down, and you don't have the new thing yet.
Yeah, sure.
And then gradually you fill up and open, and then you get stronger than you were before.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I can definitely move the weights around in a gym or something. That's,
Yeah.
It's
I've seen you do it.
It's easy.
Yeah. So what could you put a time scale on that?
No.
Do you think? Decades?
No.
100 years?
In a couple of years.
Couple of years, yeah.
Yeah, 3 years. Classically they say 3 years small achievement. I think that's right.
Yeah.
But that's if you do it right.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think in 3 years, generally, like even something like Qigong or whatever, converting the body is normally about 3 years.
3 years is you got it going. Like you haven't got it, you haven't mastered it, but you're in the door. I think
We kind of societally we do that, don't we? Because our university degrees are
something like that.
3 years, but a master's is not. It's more,
Yeah.
and a doctorate is more. But it's like 3 years to get a fundamental understanding of something, isn't it? So you can get a degree for it, and you can't get a job afterwards. But
It seems to take that long if you do it right.
right, okay, yeah. How many hours do you think? Because this is something we were discussing. Because I go down social media.
I mean, years don't even mean anything. It's hours.
Well, this is what I was saying. I go on social media, and it used to be, right, rare for someone to claim to do 7 to 8 hours a day full-time training. But now every single new teacher popping up on the scene says they train 7 to 8 hours every single day.
Well, then
and have done for years.
Then they don't train.
Then they don't train. Why is that?
You'd die. You would actually die. I mean,
yeah, okay.
I can, for Tai Chi, I could do like a couple hours.
Couple hours and then knackered, done.
Yeah, I'm hammered. I'm spent.
I
I mean, I have other practices,
Yeah.
but for that kind of training, and on an event, maybe I'll do 4 or 5 hours, maybe even 6 for a week or a couple of weeks, or maybe even a month, but not long term. I mean,
No.
long term, it's like a couple hours I do, and you're not okay after it. You're done.
Yeah.
You just can't train properly long. Like you run out.
Yeah. The silk, the huang, the tissue, whatever, definitely has a kind of shelf life per day, isn't it? It switches off and just sort of tears and stuff, doesn't it?
It does.
I run a full-time school in Bali, and the days are probably added together, by the time you take out the warm-ups and breaks and faffing around, it's probably like 5 hours a day.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but I know it's too much. I mean, the students sometimes, they go home and do their own practice maybe alongside that, but it's normally a bit more gentle, like rebuilding things, sitting and breathing or something. But I noticed that 5 hours training is too much. Ideally, I would knock an hour off. Like 4 hours seems to be, it's a lot already. After 4, the body is like building up and breaking down. And most people, if they're not in their youth, shall we say, 5 hours is too much.
It is, yeah.
Really too much.
Like if I have seniors around and we're really training, it's, maybe 3.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like back on my path going back, like there's been periods of my time where I did do more hours than that, but it was either...
I've done crazy hours and I've hurt myself a lot.
Well, for me, it was before I was able to do it properly.
Yeah, if you're yeah.
So I could do, it's
pretty easy. You can do 10 hours of that.
Yes.
You know how they say do for the form 10 times? I can't do the form once. If you can do it 10 times, you've never done it.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I can't do the whole form, no way.
You can't do it once, whole form?
No.
Okay.
Not properly.
Right, okay.
I could do a road.
Okay.
And then the quality goes down and down and down and down. And the last road, it will look the same to an observer, but it's not the same.
I think people probably find that hard to understand. Maybe you could elaborate on that, because people watching this, I think a lot wouldn't necessarily understand why it's hard to do the form one time.
If I do my best Kung Fu, I can only get up to single whip, first single whip.
That's not very far into the form. Okay.
Because one part moves, all parts move, right?
Yep.
Now, what does all parts mean? Like, if you're really bad, it means your 4 limbs and your body.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. And then the better you get, the more parts, until there's thousands of parts. So if thousands of parts are all moving and pulling and making differentials and creating stress, right, through the membranes, then it's a lot of change and movement and pressure, and
yeah, sure.
It's a lot going on.
Because each of those parts is moving against each other to a certain way,
that's
right?
right.
So they're not actually moving together, are they? They're kind of moving in sort of...
It's not together.
Counter...
Together is not moving.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yep.
That's move. So together is locomotion.
Yep.
Not together is motion.
Yep.
The whole body is set in motion, not in locomotion.
Right.
Yeah? That's the way I'm using the words anyway, whether that's right or not.
Sure.
It's not about moving, it's about change.
Okay.
So if every part of your body, down to the tiniest little thing, is changing and resisting and stretching, and it's just so much force and like stress.
Yeah, sure.
Stress, because the membranes are usually vibrating, and it's just too taxing. So by single whip, it's like white noise.
Right. Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Sure. Yeah.
If I gear down and don't do my best, when you do your best, you're engaging as much as you can.
Yep.
Let's say.
Yes.
And if you do 80%, you're accustomed to that, so you can do more. If you do 60%, you're really accustomed to that because you've had that level for a couple of years.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do the whole form.
Right.
So it's like that. So if you can do the form 10 times, you're doing your 10 years ago standard.
Yeah.
Or you are getting better.
Or you're superhuman.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would guess it's one of the former. So you're just going through the motions, like it's well oiled, like you said. It's no longer exercise. You're not training. You're not developing. You're not transforming. You're just doing motion.
Yeah. I know. When I was thinking about that, like if I think about a stage when starting to get it, there's a phase, isn't there, where you start to get it.
And it's immediately hard.
Yeah, and I remember worrying at the time. I was thinking, wow, suddenly my fitness has gone down, my cardio has dropped, like overnight, or something like, why am I suddenly
because it's
worse?
The least efficient movement.
Yeah, well, because I hadn't realized that it's starting to get harder, not because all of a sudden I'm unhealthier, but because everything is starting to pull together. So it goes from loose to goopy through to steel or something, and
Well, it's pulling silk.
Yes, yeah, completely. And then your training has to change, because if I want to do 7 hours, sure, but 6 of those have to be sat in meditation, have to be sat breathing, right?
That's right.
To put the mind and the energy back into the body that I've just fucked up through doing 2 hours of Tai Chi or Jingyi or Bagua, because all of those arts, not to the same level of refinement, but they all kind of pull on each other.
Yeah, for sure.
In the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Jingyi has the less separation.
Right.
inside, but it's still uncomfortable.
Well, it's more locomotion based
Yes.
and less motion
Yeah,
based.
yeah, yeah. So then, if you're training this way, and then the body is changing according to this kind of force, and your training has had to get shorter and shorter, and
Well, it becomes more
shorter.
sincere, doesn't it?
Yes,
The better you are, the more sincere you are, the more you get out of every moment.
Mm.
Like if you're half distracted, the hours go on, don't they? But when you're intensely into something, I mean, you get a lot out of less.
okay. So I guess the counter then would be: is it possible to then mistakenly? Well, it's hard, isn't it? So if you're not able to do that, is there more value in doing more hours with less engagement, or less hours with full engagement? Do you think they both have their place? Or because I've definitely had days, I don't know about you, where I'm tired and I think, oh, I'm just going to
Go through the motions.
I'm just going to move. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just going to move.
Yeah.
Which often feels healthier,
I
actually.
think it's all good, yeah. I mean, at a workshop or something, they make them do long hours
Right.
and long times in each exercise, which is not how I train.
Yeah.
I do minutes in an exercise and I'm dead.
Right.
It's done. Like the membranes can't take the stress anymore in that engagement pattern. So
Okay.
I change to a different one. But for them, they might do it for a long time when I'm teaching. And I say, you never need to do this more than 5 minutes. But while I'm saying that, they're 1.5 hours into doing it. So it's a contradiction, right?
Yeah.
But it's because they can't do it.
Sure.
They're trying to do it. Once you can do it, it becomes intense. When you can't do it, you're failing. You're not getting the connections. You're working, maybe you're getting some percentage. And every little bit more you get, the more intense it gets, doesn't it? Until
Yes.
it becomes super intense.
Yeah. Sure.
And so people will come and say, oh, I'm good now. I can stand for hours. I can do this for hours. It's like, oh, you've gotten worse.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think it should go the opposite direction.
Yeah. I've made that mistake in Bali teaching because I've been training with the students, and I had this. You like logically, I know it's not correct, and you would mock me for saying it's correct. But it's like, you have these ideas that aren't true in the back of your head that you sustain. And my idea was I have to train with the students all the time whilst I'm teaching the Bali school. And of course, I'm
But
going
you
through the
can't.
form. No, well, I get to the end of the class and I'm wrecked.
Yeah, you can't do the same hours as them because
Yes.
you have all parts moving.
I've been trying. And I've been finding as the term goes on, like they're getting stronger and fitter. I'm just getting like more trashed
totally.
as it goes
That's
on.
it.
Yeah.
No,
And
you can't.
No, but it's hard to explain, especially when people are new and they're coming and you're doing a move and they don't understand why you're sort of graunching through it, why there's all this pull and why you're sort of soaked in sweat or something. But it's an idea that had to be dropped.
Sometimes, like in my sala in Phuket, my brother will be teaching some guys, doing some privates or whatever.
So that was a training room, by the way, if you don't know.
And I'll go down and just do do a little bit of training and just sort of have a look at what he's doing or whatever.
Sure.
And I'm kind of friendly with these guys. If I wasn't friendly with them, I wouldn't go down at the same time. But, I do 1 rep or something and like, and they look at me, what's wrong with him?
They just think you're ready for retirement. That's
Yeah,
why the
totally.
brother's taken over.
Totally. But it's so intense because, when you're training yourself, it's even more than when you're teaching because your attention's not on them.
Yeah.
And every part's moving, or as many parts as I can access at least, every part for this stage. So just so much is happening. It's so intense in a minute or something. And then, have a little breather and go again.
Yes.
But then I want them to do it for an hour without stopping.
Sure.
Because only 2 parts are moving.
Yeah, okay. And yet, I've spent a lot of time with you, and we've been marching and walking around the town in the blazing heat, and you're definitely not an unfit person.
No, I'm not unfit or weak.
No, not at all.
It's not that. It's just intense.
Yeah, sure.
And it's the word relax, so silly. It's not relaxing.
Yeah, okay.
And it's not effortless or any of these ideas. That's why, coming back to it, when I said you get strong, this is why you get strong. But why they don't like that idea, because they think it's meant to be relaxing and effortless and all these things that are kind of opposing to strength, aren't they?
Yeah, okay. But there's also there's a cultural thing as well. We're not. There's no way to avoid cultural norms, cultural preferences people have. Let's be honest, and a lot of people have trouble with the word strength or power. Like I've noticed, because I use the word power a lot when I teach. It's like, you've got to get the power out, or you this power has to go to this point in the body, or the power has to do this. And I've actually seen people wincing at the word power, like it's like you've said cunt or something, you know.
Well, that would make me wince.
Yeah, I know. And it makes you don't like that word. You're Australian, like every other word is cunt.
I know, but I winced a lot when I was young.
Right. But when you say power, it creates the same kind of.
Yeah. Well, I think
like
that's
thing.
weird, but okay.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe that might be why people don't like the idea of strength as well. I think like power, strength, the patriarchy or whatever, it all goes together into this like mulch of sort of stress that people have to ideas like this.
That's all the good stuff. So they're worshipping weakness and darkness and what, femininity?
Well, I mean, there is an idea of femininity being the sort of the feminine yin. I mean, that is definitely
like
an
in the
idea.
Taoist ideas.
Sorry?
Yeah, the Taoist ideas. Yeah, but that...
Well, Tai Chi itself, though, isn't it? Like, people see it as a feminine art. They talk about Tai Chi. Well, okay, so say you do Shaolin, Lao Ga, whatever. There's some other external martial arts that exist, I'm sure. They call them the brother arts. Yeah, Tai Chi, Jing, Bagua, they call them the sister arts, right? So there is a idea.
Yes, but I think the idea is completely misunderstood.
Okay, go on then. What?
Yes, I believe that you cultivate the yin aspects, song being the primary one. Receiving, Tai Chi is all about receiving. That's the yin feminine part, is that you receive.
Right, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that the main yin quality?
Yes. Yeah.
Something like that.
And actually in the I Ching it's called the receptive.
Right.
It's ultimate yin. Yeah.
So, yes, I agree. But why? What's the purpose of the ultimate yin?
Okay.
So pure yang arises.
Okay, sure.
It is.
So it should generate power. Strength.
Now, if you do the other and you cultivate the yang, yin will arise.
Okay. Right. So if you keep
So in other words, I
pushing,
think it's more yang.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But it's the way in is through the darkness of yin.
So can you explain if you train more yang, then yin will arise? What would be
Well, it's like you break down.
Right, okay.
Yeah, you break down.
So it's like pushing and pushing and pushing until eventually it's
You become broke.
done.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But the nourishing yin qualities build the qi and build, which is yang. They
Yeah.
build the yang and it fills out into pure yang.
Okay.
So I think that Tai Chi or the internal arts are about true yang, and the external arts are about false yang. And
Okay.
that's the difference, yeah.
Right, sure.
They both want yang.
Yeah.
It's just you going through the yin to get true yang, which is not a human kind of yang, or you're just increasing the human yang
Sure.
in the external arts.
I don't think most people want that, which I think is an error.
They don't want the true yang.
No, I don't think they do.
That's what spirit is. That's what chi is.
I don't think it's what they want. I think that if you look at Tai Chi, what a lot of people are doing for health or relaxation, all right? I think people are under the impression that yang that arises is what causes them. I don't know if they know this consciously, but subconsciously, I think that the yang that arises, they think is what gives them sickness. So they think they just have to softer, like they're in a spa
But that's what gives them
or a
sickness.
jacuzzi or something like this. You know, I think that's what they think is going to make them healthy.
That's degeneration,
Right.
isn't it? I'm
Yeah,
going to...
Yeah.
If you just relax, I mean, what's the pinnacle of relaxation? Is sleep.
Sure, yeah.
Are you just going to sleep forever? Like, you will get pretty sick if you never get out of bed. That's relaxing. And then go to the spa and, like, you're hot and you're in the sauna and you just,
I don't
it just
feel
gets
healthy
worse
after
and
that.
worse. Yeah,
Saunas make me unhealthy.
totally.
Yeah. I think then that maybe, I think it's safe to say when the yang arises, what you're calling the yang or the power or the force, the tyranny that moves through your body, the
Toxic yang.
the toxic yang. What it is, it's definitely uncomfortable. It creates discomfort, and I think people are mistaking discomfort for injury and sickness. You know what I mean? Like they're not
Probably,
saying
but
that.
I think that's a misunderstanding of life entirely, not just the arts.
Yeah, sure.
Like a fear of discomfort there's something wrong with your worldview if you think discomfort's a problem.
Okay. In what way?
I think everything in life is uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think it's
Comfort is not good. I mean, comfort is how you degenerate.
totally. If I have a day where I've been completely comfortable, I feel guilty with myself. I have to go
And
watch some Van Damme.
everything
movies
gets
immediately or
worse.
something.
It gets worse.
Yeah.
I mean, drug addicts, like a heroin addiction is comfort addiction, for example.
Okay.
Or even if all you do is sit around and watch Netflix and like have cookies and get under the blanket, that's comfort.
Right.
Like any life where you chase comfort, you degenerate. You get weaker and sicker, mentally, emotionally, and physically.
So you could argue, certainly argument that way of looking at it, Tai Chi and Qigong, maybe not Qigong. Qigong's never fucking comfortable. Well, actually,
I don't think any of them are comfortable.
we watched a video of a guy who looked like he managed to make Qigong look comfortable, but generally it's considered an uncomfortable art. But Tai Chi, Qigong, and all these things, if they're just softer, like noodle limbs or whatever, that's moving towards comfort, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's what it's doing, isn't it?
Yeah. So here's the paradox. I think in application, which doesn't mean fighting,
Yeah.
could be fighting, just usage,
Mhm.
you should be in comfort.
Okay.
But in training,
Yes.
cultivation,
Yeah.
you should be in discomfort.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. In many ways, I again don't know if you agree with this, but I try to get people to understand a little bit when I teach that there's a kind of separation of mind and body in some ways. I know we're trying to bring them together, but a separation that
I teach separation mainly.
yeah. Whereas I think that the body should be in discomfort while the mind is in comfort.
Sure.
And that is the ultimate place for the training to be, this, to pull apart like that for a long time at least.
That, I think, well, if there's a time when that isn't the case, I'm not there yet.
Right, okay, yeah,
My training is that.
yes.
In fact, if I'm not in that, I feel like I didn't train that day.
I know, yeah. We
It's
have
like I
very
didn't
similar
train.
nature on that. I think
It didn't even hurt.
I think born around the same era. I think we're just old. And that idea of like you should be constantly uncomfortable at all times,
Yeah.
or you're a bit of a fag is definitely an idea that pervades both of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the training, if you went down and trained
Yes.
and it didn't hurt, maybe at least discomfort,
Yeah.
and then you walk back up and did you train?
Not really.
No.
No.
You played with self.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I mean, it
But
becomes
when it's really intense, that's when it's good. The more uncomfortable it is, the more you're getting out of it,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Isn't transformation uncomfortable?
Very.
All change is uncomfortable. Like the nature of change is uncomfortable, right? People resist change in their life because it's uncomfortable. So if training is to change you, which it is, right? Otherwise, why are you doing it?
I would assume so.
Then it's going to be uncomfortable. How could it be comfortable and change you?
It's funny that when I think to some of the schools I went to, like sometimes some teachers I had, like Wang Haitao or Niuan Hai or Shen would, like teachers you would be with. But then between having teachers, I would sometimes go to big schools, in China where they would teach all the styles.
Yeah.
And it's quite funny that you would have the Shaolin and the Jingyi and all the things, Shui Jiao, which I used to really enjoy the wrestling. But every time somebody got tired or burnt out or needed a break, they joined the Tai Chi group. That was what they did.
Because they think it's like a replenishing rest state.
Yes. That was the comfortable training that you did until you got better, and then you could go back and join the Shaolin.
So that's why the young family sons wanted to commit suicide, because the training was so hard. Because it was just like a spa. Yeah.
Do you reckon there's a lot of truth in that? Do you reckon those stories are true?
I don't think it matters. I think the archetype of the story, let's say, is true.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Whether it's historically true or not is irrelevant to me. The meaning of the story is true.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, reading about the people in Huang School who, maybe it was in Patrick Kelly's book, I can't remember. I was reading it about they had to put their hands on the wall to lower themselves down to the squat toilets every day because their legs were
I mean, yeah, your legs can be
trashed
pretty
or-
trash, so yeah.
I've definitely experienced that many times. It's embarrassing. And when you go to walk downstairs,
You
after
can't get
class
out of the
and-
training hall.
Yeah.
Can't sleep at night because your leg pain's bad. That's all very real, for
Yes.
sure. Yeah, and in that method and that phase of training, it's legs, but it goes through your whole body with the different stages.
Yeah, legs weren't so bad, but the spine stage was a bit of a bitch.
Spine's bad.
Opening the yao in the back, I remember the pain from that was crazy when I was doing that.
When I did the legs, I thought it was bad, and then when I did the torso, I'm like, oh, the legs weren't bad.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's and that sort of comes back to what I was saying, that people I think don't understand the difference between pain and injury, or discomfort and sickness these days.
Yeah.
They're all kind of mixed into this mulch, and I think people often have to separate that out a little bit into the first thing to figure out the difference between them.
Yeah, good if you can, but I mean, the truth is you're going to get injured and you're going to get sick.
All right, go on, talk about that.
I mean, that's just life.
Because a lot of people wouldn't like that.
Well, I don't like it either, but you do,
Okay, yeah.
don't you? I mean, if you use your body, you're going to get injured.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're always pushing towards the threshold,
You're gonna
then
get injured.
You're going to go too far.
Yeah,
whether
you want to
it's-
learn, okay, this is good pain, that's injury pain, but how do you learn that? By
Sure.
getting injured.
Yeah, okay.
It's by going, over the line or wrong that you realize what wrong is. You can't just magically know. It's because you got injured.
That's definitely a reality, but I don't think a lot of people would like that or
Well,
would admit to
I
it.
don't like it either, but it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's the same with internal work as well. It's like, how far have you gone too far? Oh, now I get depressed for a few days.
Well, but you
That's
don't
too
know
much for
unless
the
you've
mind,
done it.
or-
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
That's kind of what you have
almost
to do.
so many people that come to my school and events and stuff that
Yeah.
have been around for the block.
Yes.
They say it's the hardest thing they've ever done in their life.
To open the body or
Just the training. Like
Just the
it's
training,
just they're in shock.
yeah.
And like we don't do mega hours. It's just the pain and intensity of the transformation, which would be the same for your guys, I'm sure.
I get parallels,
Yeah, like-
and in some ways.
What do you
more-
do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in some ways more because as well, Qigong people are even more surprised.
Oh, they would be.
Because I think in Tai Chi they'd even maybe expect to work their leg muscles
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little
sure.
bit, but Qigong they have no idea
No, totally. It's like,
how
just
it's
gonna-
going to be.
imagine rainbows.
Yes,
It'd be more shocking, yeah.
the people who train with my school are so like you see them watching with a little twitch in their eye, like when the stress is in. When I walk on the stage or at the front, are we sitting or standing? And when we're sitting, they're so pleased. It's
Thank God.
it's like we get to rest a little bit, even though we sit for a really long time and then their legs are fucked. But yeah. So I had this. I've had a foolish idea. I've had a stupid idea. Never. My foolish idea for a while is I became quite pissed off with Qigong and Tai Chi.
Mm-hmm.
I'd had enough, right? And I started to go through this thought that actually that nobody should do Tai Chi or Qigong. And it was like, people started to think it was like reverse marketing, but it wasn't. It was just like, I just don't think anyone needs it. Because I started to think actually it's not what people need in life. And I started to think, no, people just need to go and watch sports, enjoy TV, enjoy life. I've actually gone full circle. Now I disagree, and I think everybody needs Qigong or Tai Chi. I've gone full right back to it because I've started to realize that society is doomed, people are retarded, and the world is over because actually everything's just doomed. AI is taken over, social media is killing. No one has any attention span, and I've realized my opinion now is that the biggest problem in the world is not impending disaster because the Russians might attack us or the Jews might fight the Muslims or the Christians might do this or this all this shit or whatever it is. The biggest problem is nobody has any attention anymore, so everybody is living in this ADHD state.
Yes. Yes. I agree with that. However, I don't necessarily think that the internal arts are the right answer for that. Maybe they are for some people.
Okay.
But yes, the attention problem, yes. For sure.
So what's the cure if it's not these arts?
I think they're a great cure, but I don't think they're like the first cure.
Okay.
It's like I think going in the sun and eating food and doing push-ups and like getting off the screen, real basic is sort of the first cure.
You can't get them off the screen, but if you stand them in Jiangzhong for an hour.
Yeah, but the same goes for being at the gym or anything.
Yeah, true.
Moving your body and exercising.
Everyone in the gym's on the phone.
That's nuts.
I've had students, I told them to go to the gym. You need to do some exercise, go to the gym. And then, other students report back and they're like, they went to the gym and...
They were at the gym?
They were in the building. They were in the building, but 45 minutes were spent on the phone.
Watching a soapy or something.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not the first cure, maybe you're right. But I'm starting to realize, actually, that I didn't realize how bad people's attention span was, because mine's still pretty good.
They don't have one.
Read and stuff.
There is no span. You need attention to have a span. They don't have attention.
Yeah.
They have distraction, cultivated distraction.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, cultivated or trained.
Yeah, well, maybe not intentionally cultivated by them, but it was cultivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have cultivated distraction.
I started to see it like with people wanting lessons shorter. Then they wanted instruction shorter. Then they wanted videos shorter. Now they want to learn shorter. So I remember thinking it was really horrible when Tai Chi, pre-COVID maybe, started to turn into almost like yoga, the 100 or 200 hour teacher training, which I think is a month, isn't it, in yoga? A month to 6 weeks or something like that people do. And they started to do Qigong and teacher training for it. And I was like, oh, people are down to like learning it in a month. Now I'm seeing it's down to like 20 minutes. It's like 5 minutes to mastery, or these fucking 30-day challenge bullshit. Where it's like,
awesome.
let's do a 30-day Qigong challenge. Can you do 30 whole days of 30 minutes? And I just realized it's becoming more and more retarded and more.
I
short
must be
attention
the
span.
retarded one because I need to do an exercise for 10 years.
Can't you do it in 30 days?
No.
Well, I know what you've been doing actually for the last 10 years, and you've been doing the same exercise.
I don't change it. I do things
every single day for 10 years.
Yeah.
Aren't you bored?
I don't think bored and not bored is even part of the equation. You're so far past bored.
Yes. Yeah,
Like the bored and not bored fell away a few cycles, 10-year cycles ago.
The will to live and the will to be bored.
You
go
just
together.
keep going.
Yeah. So I'm starting to come around that actually, maybe it's not the first tool, but it's the first tool I have that I can really share with people. It's forcing them to get away from that and more into the mind. And it's starting to cause me to, contrary to what we were saying earlier about you can't train for longer, in some ways I'm starting to deliberately do things for longer and longer just for the mental training to get people out of that.
I agree with all of that, but it's sort of a different level of training. Like if you just mean having a mind, the attention inside the body.
Yeah.
That can be long, and it's more beneficial if it is long.
Yes.
But that's not everything torturing you. That's
No,
just
no, you're not.
that is the medicine for the cultivated disease of the modern world.
Yes, okay.
But everything, like the high level stuff, let's say, is not.
No, okay.
But the basic fundamentals of all the internal arts, which is really attention in the body,
yeah, okay,
is the medicine for sure.
Yeah, I started to do mean tricks. Like I've realized that people will use time as a crutch. So we won't sit for an hour, we won't sit for 30 minutes, we'll sit till I decide we stop sitting. So
You mean that they know?
so it's quite important to me, they don't actually know how long before we stop or something like that. And within a group, I would deliberately often let most of the group to go to a place of mental discomfort for a little period
They have
of
to be in
time
discomfort.
to stretch that ability to concentrate out. And then you see they get to a stage where after a while, they just don't care. They just do it until they're told to stop. And then I see they're starting to get out of that habit. But it's worrying. I'd never had a Qigong class, whereas when you go for a break, 5 minutes, get some water fluid, people would get water. Now they run to their bags at the corner of the room to quickly check their phone during the 5-minute break.
Wow.
Not because someone's dying at home, they need to keep an eye on them.
No, because they're magnetically drawn back to it.
They need their hit, yeah. And it's not one or two, it's loads. Like they would quick check messages or something. It's become more and more common, especially on big workshops where it's not regular students. And I'm starting, it's concerning. Like that's, to me, that is bad news.
That's real bad.
That's real bad news, yeah.
I mean, I never have internet on my phone. Like I just use Wi-Fi if I need it.
Yeah.
And that's part of it.
Right, okay.
It takes away that. Like you have to self-regulate because these things are addictive.
Yes.
I mean, I find myself getting caught a little bit with these things, and then I self-regulate.
Yes.
I will make it so it's harder to get on or delete the apps or whatever,
Yes.
I mean, that means they have the internet on their phone. If they can run over halfway through a class, like they're paying for their extra ability to be distracted.
I think you're out of date. I think everybody has it.
I never do.
These days.
I never have things like that,
Yeah, I think if you don't have it on, people think you're old and a technophobe.
Yeah,
everybody
both of those.
Everybody has it on their phone.
Right.
Yeah. And but that attention span it becomes more of a problem because it kills the arts. Because what is happening it's a big problem. Instead of going, right, well, I want to learn this thing called Gong Fu, which I thought meant something you spend a lot of time on. I thought that was implied by the name. Instead of thinking, right, I'm going to dedicate years and years to it, what's starting to happen is teachers are modifying the arts to suit the attention span of the people that they're trying to sell their courses.
Well, I think that's deeply wrong.
Yeah, so people aren't rising up to the art. The art is being lowered down.
I think that's profoundly wrong, on all levels, including unseen, spiritual, karmic levels. It's not. I would not dare do such a thing.
Oh, you think there's a spiritual or karmic side to it as well?
I'm not saying that there is. I'm saying that it's highly likely.
Right, okay.
And I wouldn't take that risk personally.
Right, okay.
I mean, so let's say there's something that's created by great people, enlightened people, and transmitted through time that has a potential to shift consciousness of people, to lead them. Nothing can lead you right to it, but lead you up to the abyss, let's say.
Yeah.
And then you corrupt it and destroy it and dumb it down. That's taking the potential away.
Right. Okay.
I think it's a sin.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I would not do that. Like, because of that.
So the sin is less change in the art. The sin into you is more that you're blocking the people from having access to the thing that could have helped them.
Well, that's the same thing.
Right. Okay.
It's not the change that's the problem, it's the blocking. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you changed it to improve it or kept the access and all that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Sure.
I think that the art is not stagnant anyway.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with change. It's the dumbing down and making it just like a sellable 10-week thing or all that.
It's becoming more and more common. The other thing you're seeing is lots of, and it, everyone has different opinions on what's right or wrong. People doing things like demystify, show the secrets of, and it's like, I will give you the inner key to this thing that within 6 weeks you can understand it.
Well, I mean, obviously they don't know what it is if they're even saying that.
Rather than, and even if you could, like, what is wrong with going so deep into an art that as it transforms you, you start to penetrate the mysteries of it as a byproduct of your study, rather than have somebody going, well, this is the true meaning of it. Or,
let's say you could, which I don't believe you can.
No, me either, but yeah.
You wouldn't get any of the character development, or it's just like handing the gun to somebody. They don't get any of the qualitative changes in their person.
Sure.
You just get the skill.
Yeah.
That's not Kung Fu, is it? Isn't Kung Fu transformation over time?
Yeah.
It's just a skill. So it becomes like a party trick or something.
Okay.
I think it's worthless, actually, because the skill is the least valuable part.
Okay.
The transformation is the valuable part.
Sure. Okay.
The skill is a external symbol of said transformation.
Or validation.
Yeah, right. It's you have reached this. It shows that you've reached this level, and then the next skill shows you've reached this level of transformation. But if you get the skill without the transformation, which you do if you don't go through the long years of Gong, then it's what's the value?
Yeah.
Because skills are old immediately. That's the nature of them.
And most skills can be replicated scientifically anyway. Like you can find some kind of device.
Well, okay. The classic story they use in yoga or whatever is like, and they use it in the other way. The yogi he spent 20 years and he can make fire.
Sure.
And then the smart aleck is like, oh, well, I've got a lighter.
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't have the gong that guy has from 20 years of cultivation. Like, yeah, maybe you can make fire too with your lighter, but so it's like that, isn't it?
But then if the person could teach the skill in a short-handed way without doing the work, then the cultivation is gone.
It's the same as the lighter. It
May
as well be the lighter.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
If it's just the skill.
Yeah. Well, it's becoming more and more. I think that the view, people want less these days to suddenly go, like...
They want to hack.
Yeah, well, that's the phrase, isn't it? A body hack or whatever. Yeah.
Doesn't that mean cheat?
I don't know what hack actually means, but probably
it's something
bad,
like that,
doesn't it? If
you're a hacker, system, you're cheating it. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I remember like when people were starting.
It's a workaround.
When it became fascinating in the 80s or 90s or whatever, when I was looking at it, everybody was watching VHS kung fu films and going, but they were more admirable of the person that had spent their life dedicated to something than they were to anything else. It's that whole, what's seen as a Jackie Chan or a film where he's in there's a meme of it now, isn't it, where he's in a marbu with like a stick
or whatever.
Balanced on his knees and buckets on his shoulders.
I remember those were the things that I found moving.
Yeah, that's what we wanted.
It wasn't the skill. The moving was the suffering over the years and the gong.
Yeah, people don't want that anymore. They want to know the secrets that they think have been held off for ages and ages very quickly in a 10-week course that you can just pay and done, and then you know, and that's it. And yeah, that's what it's moving towards.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make sense, but it's also a microcosmic reflection of what's going on in the rest of the world altogether, isn't it? Like nobody wants to understand finances. They want someone to give them a tip to be rich quick. Nobody wants to understand this subject. They want to use AI to tell them these things. Nobody wants to develop the skill of writing. They don't want to do the practice. They want ChatGPT to write them.
Everything is outsourced.
Everything. Yeah, absolutely everything. And unfortunately, Gong Fu is becoming that way as well. And I don't like to be down on what people are doing as such, because I think if people are getting out and doing exercises, fantastic.
Well, martial arts are becoming that way, but not Gong Fu. Gong Fu can never be that, but
by
Kung Fu eat,
definition.
yeah, that's
Right,
it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, and not wanting to be down, I get it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, I'm less down. Like, I think that the Tai Chi that we've said that here you were talking about, and I was saying it's different. Like, if people are out here, out this window,
Just
this
doing
hotel,
moving.
yeah, like on the road out here in the morning, there was people doing, like joint loosening qigong, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was like Beijing 24 or something.
I think that's great.
Fantastic. It's marvelous. I think that's cool, but what I'm down on is the people trying to produce these hacks.
Well, they're
or
off their
whatever.
phone and they're paying some modicum of attention to their
Yeah,
body.
and they're definitely getting sun. It's fucking hot out there.
I think it's all good.
But yeah, I don't like this like constantly moving the art down to suit people rather than transforming people to
No, I
be
agree.
able to do a difficult art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the real value of the art anyway. The outcome of the art, the skill or whatever, is not the goal of the art. Is it?
No, not to me.
The transformation is the goal of the art. It's like that's why the art exists. That's why they're considered as part of like an enlightenment path, which they're not exactly, but they transform you in that direction. Right?
Yes.
It's not the tricks.
No.
They're not
sure.
tricks, but the skills, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
It's weird.
You find that strange that that's happening?
I think to me it's weird because if you've ever had any skills,
Yeah.
then that wouldn't capture you.
Yes.
It just means you're skillless.
Hmm.
Because you would understand the unsatisfactory nature of skill.
Because as soon as you get it, it's normalized.
Well, it's the old one.
Yeah.
It's just like anything in life. That's the nature of desire, right? Yeah, you need something deeper to fulfill you, let's say, than some external, because skill is external. Even internal skills are external.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're innately unfulfilling.
Yes. And I think the problem is made worse a little bit by if you have a, society or whatever you want to call it, a culture, I don't know, where all of a sudden everybody is online and everybody's seeing what everybody's doing. One of the biggest epidemics that is hitting everybody, especially when I talk to younger people
It's comparison.
as well. Yes, well, I was going to say feeling of inadequacy.
Right, yeah.
But it's the same thing, right? So everybody feels inadequate on some level. Everybody feels inadequate because everybody can now watch this dude on social media do something amazing. Or
So I don't want to be able to do that too, or I want the hot girlfriend too, or the private jet, or whatever.
Or I'm going to spend my entire life inadequate unless I get that skill. So then they start to think that the whole thing comes about not bettering yourself, but becoming better than everybody else, right? Which is a huger flip than people realize, I think, with regards to what that does to you psychologically, So, no, go ahead.
When I was young and doing Tonglong,
Yep.
and my instructor, who I really liked,
Yes.
and I was good, like the best in the group, I guess.
Yep.
He said, Adam, don't be the best. Be the best you can be.
Right. Yeah.
And that was the total flip. The opposite flip of what you're talking about.
Totally, yeah.
It wasn't about comparison anymore at all. It was just the best you can do. And, delving into yourself, not I'm faster than that guy, or I have more skills than that guy, or whatever.
Yes.
So without the comparison to other, then you can get fulfilled from the art.
Totally, yeah.
But anything based on comparison to other is innately unfulfilling and maybe torturous,
Yeah.
miserable.
Well, the questions have changed. Like, I taught for 20 years, right? And people would ask you the most common question, how am I doing? Right? It's a common question, how am I doing? And it's not an inappropriate question. People want some feedback. I get it.
Terrible.
Well, I try to find the positive.
That old teacher that I was just talking about, his greatest compliment was barely good enough.
Barely good enough.
Barely good enough with a scowl. It's like, I'm really good.
I'm not that bad. My negative comment is, keep going with a smile. But there used to be the question, how am I doing? Now the question is not how am I doing, it's how am I doing compared to other people? Honestly.
People actually verbalize that?
Yes, and they may word it differently, but
Yeah.
that's the essence of
Wow.
the question. How am I doing compared to the group? How am I doing compared to this person? Or
Yeah.
sometimes, how am I doing compared to, and they will ask about people in other schools or something, like in the wider community or something. And it's becoming, and then I remember the first time I was asked, it was quite jarring. I was like, oh, why worry? You know, like I was surprised. But it's becoming more and more common. It's not an infrequent question anymore. And I think that it shows a shift in the psychology of people. And I think it's that. I think it's that social media constantly seeing people and like, because people do it on every level. Is my girlfriend as attractive as that person's girlfriend? Is my car as big as that person's car? Is my money as big as that person's money?
Yeah, sure.
That's I mean, the world we live in, isn't it?
I'm not completely free from that. Sometimes I catch myself having comparison for a moment in the mind.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh. I recoil.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's yuck.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But that must mean that they're living in it.
I think so.
That would
I
be
think a lot
sad.
of people are caught in it,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would, I mean, it's probably harder if you grew up with it. You know, like if you grew up with social media, it would be difficult.
I mean, it's not new from social media, but it's massively exaggerated.
Yes. And I think it breeds resentment as well. Like the other thing I'm surprised by is how many people actually have bad feelings towards others or wish ill harm on others, which is something that I didn't know was so pervasive. Like,
it's yes.
I think, like, there's people I don't like the company of, definitely.
Sure.
Like, it's like, I couldn't imagine anything worse than having to have a cup of tea with you. I remember when Matt Stamp reached out to have a cup of tea when you come to America. I watched him talk on video. I thought, I couldn't imagine anything worse. Totally. So I politely declined.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you want, this is no ill will.
No, not even slightly. No, I think he's probably a fantastic guy with hopes and dreams and everyone. Like, there's no will.
I feel the same. No ill will towards anyone.
No.
Even people that I really dislike.
Totally. So, but that's what I mean. I thought that everybody felt the same. It's like there's people I don't want to hang out with, but I don't, you know, like, more power to you. But I'm discovering more and more that a lot of people actually wish harm on others.
That's sad and ugly.
It's normal.
It's not normal.
It's common.
Yes.
I know we use those words differently. This has come up a lot. I think it's common. I think a lot of people are living in that resentment state. And I think that is the biggest block to them actually getting to the bottom of lots of these arts.
It's also why leftism is becoming popular. Resentment is the
there
primary
does seem
cause.
quite a lot of resentment on the...
But yeah, I said it's not good for the arts. It's not good for your well-being. It's
No.
It's hard for me to understand. I just don't feel like that about anyone.
No, I can't think... No, like there's people literally... I don't wish failure on anyone. I don't want financial failure or physical failure or emotional failure or any suffering. But the amount of people that will say they wish that, from a Chinese medical point of view...
Because they don't like the person?
Yes. But I think it's not just that, it's that comparison again. It's back to that same problem, is you're comparing yourself to other people. Because if you weren't comparing yourself to them, you wouldn't wish harm on them. You would just go, oh, I don't know what they're doing, whatever, that's it. But it's all tied into that same problem. So maybe I haven't worded this right, but can you see what I mean? Like, it's all the same thing. The attention span, the comparison, the want of the skill, the desire to be better than others, the wishing harm on others.
It is the screen.
It's the screen. I think it's the future.
The screen is the other black box.
Yes, but the other way, it is a black box.
Yes, it causes great trouble.
What do you think of the black box?
Well, I think the screen is a bad one.
The screen is a bad one, yeah. Yeah, so there's like this, I feel that is where we are going. I think that's where everything is headed to, and that's, I guess I'm at it's like, will the art survive it? Will they be transformed to suit it? Will people wake up and start to
transforming to suit it is not surviving it.
Totally, yeah.
Will the art survive it? Maybe in very niche
pockets.
It's never been not that, I don't think. I don't believe in the golden age and all that sort of stuff either.
Do you not?
Not of the arts.
Okay. No. You don't think there was any one era when people were, like, collectively the standard was higher?
Oh, maybe there were 10 good people instead of 5. I'd hardly call it golden. I mean, it's like a little bit better.
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't. Yeah. I don't think like I say when the Yang family were peaking, that there was just so many amazing people. No,
okay. Well, clearly not, actually, because some of the disciples that are descendants, even sometimes 2 generations now or something like that, 3, I don't know where we're at time-wise, but they don't actually have the skills, so it got lost quite quick, didn't it?
Yeah, and then, even then, I mean, how many people had it? I mean,
I
just don't think it was many.
No.
And I think that's the same in all the arts. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're not going back to the gold age then.
I don't think there's any golden age. Yeah.
No. So I want to get your thoughts on something that I really don't care about, which is not a great start to a conversation, is it? Let me ask you about something I'm not interested in your answer. No, I want to get your thoughts on something I really don't actually care about. I did a podcast just recently called Too Slow for the Cage. Because I
saw the shirt.
I wasn't wearing it in that podcast. Oh, no, it was. No, you're right. Yeah.
I don't mean in the podcast. I've seen the shirt.
Too Slow for the Cage. Yeah.
Shirt,
Yeah, because, well, don't even have to tell you. Like, I can't even bother to ask you. That's how much I don't care, but I will.
Okay.
Is that meme about would it work in a cage?
I mean, it's just stupid.
It's stupid. And when people write it, would it work in a cage? It's a bit like, oh, my God.
Would what work in the cage? Well, maybe if you trained it for the cage, it would.
There's no one else in the cage, and I do my form, it'll feel the same.
Yes, the form will work fine in the cage.
As long as the cage is big enough,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like, it's not important to me, and I don't think it's important to you.
No,
Probably. I can't
slightly.
imagine you have a desire to fight in a cage. No.
I prefer to stay out of cages.
It's a rule, yeah. But it's clearly important to a lot of people because it feels like a lot of people are obsessed with it. So my take on...
It's not really important to them, or they would be training to be in the cage.
All right, I'll just let you elaborate. What are your thoughts
But
on
that's true,
fighting
isn't
in
it?
a
If
cage?
they sincerely thought that, they would be training to be in the cage.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. So it's like a inner schism
An inner schism, in what way?
of their value system.
Okay, yeah.
They don't know their own value system.
Hmm.
So, I mean, if you do Tai Chi or Qigong or whatever, Bagua, your value system is probably not heavily weighted in fighting or sport fighting.
I think that's true. So why do so many people in the Tai Chi world seem to obsess over it? I can't even speak. Especially lately. Like, you know yourself, on the groups, there's all Tai Chi people talking about the functional Tai Chi. It would work in a cage. I could fight in a cage. They're bothered by the cage.
Maybe they're low IQ.
It could be that simple.
Insecure.
Yeah.
Confused. Have an inner schism. Have the little part of them that should have got out there and been more rough when they were young didn't. They didn't misspend their youth enough. Things like that.
Yeah, okay.
I guess. I don't know.
So
If I wanted to do that, I would just do that.
So would Tai Chi work in a cage? I can't believe I'm asking you.
Well, the answer is yes, if you trained it for that. It's not the art, it's how you train, what you train for.
so that answer you give me is like the most obvious.
Would what I do work in the cage? No.
Yeah, well, actually, I was being interviewed by somebody recently, and they asked about you.
Right.
They asked about you, and they asked, could Adam fight in a cage? And I said no.
No.
And they were shocked and horrified that I would say such a thing, like I was slagging you off or something. And they said, why? And I said, cardio.
Cardio?
It was my first answer before we even do anything else.
I couldn't fight in a cage for a very short period of time.
Yeah, those rounds would feel incredibly long after a while. I enjoy watching I actually enjoy it as a sport. I quite like watching it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like it, but yeah, whatever.
But it's entertaining to watch, yeah.
I just think it's the whole question, argument is dishonest.
Okay.
Or maybe it's better to say lacks integrity. Asking that question implies a lack of integration of your worldview and your activity. Integrity means to integrate, right?
Yeah.
So if you were integrated and you wanted to be good in the cage, you would practice what makes you good in the cage.
Yes, which is not form.
Well, it's not form and health arts, and fighting in the cage is really bad for your health and for cultivation of the mental qualities which correlate towards spirituality or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you want this, but you do that. Well, that's not integrity, is it? It's the opposite. Sure. It's a schism.
Right.
So I think that the people, they lack integrity in that way. They're not integrated. They have some kind of misalignment. They have misplaced ideals. Yeah, I think it's that.
Right, okay.
I mean, it seems obvious, isn't it?
I think so.
You get good at what you do.
Yeah.
And hopefully you do what you want the outcome of, and it's just aligned with what you want.
But then a lot of people live in like that very delusory. Is delusory a word?
Delusional?
Delusional, yeah. Delusional state they live in there. I mean, because, even to the point of the Tai Chi masters who then are on video all over YouTube getting beaten up by
they're so bad.
by Xu Xiaodong, he looks decent enough, but he's not a world-class MMA fighter.
No.
He looks like a guy who does a bit of amateur MMA. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe he's professional, but he doesn't look like it to me. But he, he goes to fight them, and then they stand there, and then he runs over and punch them in the nose, and they go down. And I watch it, and I think that old Tai Chi guy must have been very delusional to think
I don't know
that what he was training was going to prepare him for fighting a man 30 years younger than him or whatever, who's built like a brick shithouse who throws a punch at it.
Well, I think that whole thing is really weird.
Yeah.
For starters, I think it's weird that someone that's been doing martial arts of any kind for so long doesn't know how to slip and throw a punch and move.
Right.
Okay. That's one side of it.
Yeah.
I don't mean ready for UFC, but like we were talking about earlier, basic body mechanics and movement, like you're normally athletic.
Yeah.
That they don't have that is concerning.
Mm-hmm.
That they think what they do can make them fight like a tough young athlete that practices fighting for hours a day is concerning mentally. How do you end up there? That no one ever shows them that they're wrong is concerning. Like, I've been teaching for decades and no one's ever thrown some punches at me for me to realize that I can't deal with it. And then if you can't, that's okay if you don't want to be able to, but you've never tried it. So they must have never tried it, right?
I would assume not.
Because the same thing would have happened.
To get that outcome, I assume they've
Well,
not
obviously
tried
they've
it.
never tried it very many times.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a cultural problem, I think.
And I believe, I might be wrong, but I think a couple of those fights were on TV.
Well, they're definitely on video.
Well, they're on video, but I have a feeling they were actually on television, a couple of them, because I remember you get the sort of TV channel logos in the corner of the screen. It looked like a TV channel to me.
So that means they're like, I'm so awesome that I'm confident that I will go on national TV and I will beat this man at something that I've never done.
But he trains.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems a little insane.
I don't know how they end up there.
I got no clue.
mean, it's just crazy.
That was my first thought. It wasn't when I watched the video, because everyone's seen the videos, and I remember Xu Xiaodong hitting this guy, I can't remember his name, in white silk pajamas. He flapped his arms and then went down like a sack of shit. And everybody, it's like if people were focused on, the MMA's more efficient than the Tai Chi, I was mostly thinking, how the fuck did that man get so deluded that he believed he could go on national TV, or maybe it was just the internet, and win?
I find the whole thing off, actually. I think it's off on both sides too.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to go beat up some old guy that's like obviously delusional.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't beat up delusional old people.
No, and on a really simple level, like the skill deficit was so great between them. You didn't have to break his nose. You could have tackled him to the floor, held him down.
You could do anything.
Anything that didn't draw blood, or that you could have done those things.
It's something wrong with the culture.
With the martial arts culture?
Yeah, with the Kung Fu culture or whatever, Chinese martial arts culture.
Face.
That's a big problem. Probably the primary one. But there must be a lot of things to coincide to make such a disastrous outcome.
So I'm going to be racist, which may come as a surprise.
Racist.
I will be a racist. I am a racist. In that I've spent a lot of time, certainly in the past, not these days, I try to avoid the place like the plague, but in the past I spent a lot of time in China. And I went round a lot of schools, and I saw a lot of Kung Fu, and I saw some good stuff, actually. There was a really good Baji schoolhouse done in Nanjing and stuff. But the external arts, a lot of what I saw was really bad. Like really bad. Like really, really bad. From masters doing Kung Fu. I would say 95% of the martial arts I saw in China was shit. Like shit.
Bad.
Shit.
Can't throw a punch.
Weak. Yeah. Just pointlessly flailing limbs or whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
And yet everybody within that school was absolutely sure that they were absolutely fantastic. And I'm not saying actually it's any better than the West, but I mean, China, I guess I had starry eyes when I went in, so I thought it was going to be amazing.
But how do they not find out how bad they are?
Face.
That's so,
Face, right? So this confuses me. This is my point, right? That amongst all that, I met some fantastic martial artists too. I remember getting my ass handed to me by a fantastic Shui Jiao guy, and lots of fun I had in China, but a lot of the schools were really, really bad. Yet, I now see people 10 years later, 20 years later, 15 years later, whatever it is. Now China, more and more people are going over to China and trying to set up like, kind of like Kiran did with the Martial Man, or...
interviewing people and stuff.
Yeah, or what was it? Kick-Ass Moves, wasn't it, in the sort of 90s?
That was the first one, yeah.
2000. I like that. But yeah, so they're going over and they're filming them all. And I see them falling for it. They film these guys on Kung Fu that I watch and I'm like, oh, wow, that's really embarrassing. And yet they're all talking up, this is fantastic. I've met this amazing martial artist. Can't you see it's shit?
What, like in the post about strength that you were talking about, I think I said that it looks like they'll be blown over by a breeze. I mean, that's what it's like, really?
Yeah.
You are not strong and you can't move.
Yeah, it's bad. Most of it is bad. And they're putting it up on these interviews and whatever, and then talking it up. And then they talk about, when they talk about like it's martially viable. And what you get is these Chinese masters, I was talking to you about this, wasn't it? Like, whatever, you slip a punch or something, and they got so poor knowledge of their body that their limb is in a weird place. It's not automatically in a good place. So then they try to do a counter strike and they have to hit from the weirdest angle.
Into somewhere that wouldn't hurt.
It's like, here, let me hit you with my thumb in your nipple. And this will devastate you. And no wonder the Chinese arts are a joke to people who are into combat. Not that it matters particularly, but there should be a degree of awareness of fighting if you're going to talk about fighting. Or you just say it's a form of exercise, which is also completely valid.
Totally.
Like
I don't know how they end up
here
there.
doing the Qigong in the morning, the Tai Chi in the morning out on the waterfront. It's like, fine, it's exercise, no problem. Yeah.
But it's so removed.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say you never did martial arts.
Yeah.
But you still punch on and stuff when you're young, like a normal person.
Yeah.
So you have some understanding of fighting. They don't even have that.
No.
So what happened there? I mean, any normal Australian from my generation, anyway.
Common or normal?
Common. Any common.
Yeah.
Had fought a number of times. Right?
Yes.
So you know that you have to, hit them hard in somewhere that hurts. With a part of your body that, not like...
Yeah, sure.
Not on the back of the shoulder or something.
Or tripping them over.
Yeah, like that's going to finish it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how they end up there.
No.
It's like you've never fought, you've never seen a fight.
Yes.
Or something.
I think so. Yeah. And I think maybe a lot of wuxia films and kung fu films and then mistaking that for reality.
Or is it because your face is so important that when you get tripped over, it's so humiliating that you lost?
Yeah.
Oh, I lost face, I fell over, oh, that's it.
I think that's quite possibly it.
Because why does tripping someone over, why is that a technique?
I don't know. Like as soon as I see Tai Chi applications and you're tripping somebody over, I'm going to stand my leg behind you and then trip you over my leg. We used to do that in the playground. Your mate would curl up in a ball and you push him over. Like it wasn't a fighting application. It was fun in the playground.
I actually don't mind putting your leg behind while you're like hitting them really hard in the head or something, and it helps for the knockdown, combined with actually doing something. But like levering them over with that and your half off balance thing they do, it's so stupid.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand. But that was my experience of lots of martial arts schools in China when I went around. And I know people hearing this won't like that because they'll say I'm racist, but it's not, because it's the same in the West too. But if you are discerning in something, then you are looking for people that are good. And the majority that you meet won't be that good.
Of course,
that's the nature of it. But then you will meet, and I met exceptional martial artists and practitioners amongst all of that. But I think it's probably the same. Like if you're into tennis, I'm sure 90% of tennis players you meet aren't very good, and then you hunt out the coaches that are really good if you want to.
But I'm sure they can all hit the ball. Because that is like I can't hit the ball level.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
yeah, I assume so. Yeah. So like going full circle around, like what I'm kind of getting at is, do you see what I mean? If the people that are now going and interviewing and filming them and putting all this stuff on YouTube now, like hunting out the rare schools, they can't see that what they're sharing is not very good.
I don't think that's really true.
Oh, really?
No, I think they just don't have enough integrity and they will just show it for clicks,
right,
or money, or however they do their business.
Right.
And even though they might know, oh, this guy wasn't very good or that guy wasn't very good, it's still an old Chinese man.
Right, okay.
That's definitely the case.
That's racist.
Yes.
It's different. Like, yeah, I had a Tai Chi guy in China ask me to, who I didn't know, and I just been introduced to him, and I had tea with him, like, and whatever. A lot of the usual. I'm sure you've been through it, etiquette and stuff at the tea table or whatever.
Yes.
And then what it came to, I was like, this guy wants something from me, and I was like, okay, what do you want? What he wanted was for me to film him do his Tai Chi, just the form, nothing else. And then to put it out there for people because he wanted Western students.
Yeah, sure.
So I said, sure. So I filmed it. It was so bad. Like, it was bad. It was really bad. I was very, very polite, very, very kind, but I had to say, originally I thought, should I just tell him I lost the footage? In the end, I just had to say, I'm really sorry, I can't put it out there because I don't think it's very good. Like, I didn't know what else to say to this master. He wasn't very pleased.
No, I'm sure.
I have to say, it was like a big thing. And
That's a loss of face.
It was a big loss of face. The students were really angry, but I just had to tell the truth, and I didn't put it out there. But I think that's more the right thing to do. Like,
I think so too. Yeah.
If you don't agree with something being okay, I can't.
Well, that's the integrity
promote
thing.
it.
Yeah, that's it. But people do. There's a lot of it going on.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
With those like things
yeah.
where they go around and interview people, if you only did good people, I mean, you'd run out pretty quick.
That is true.
So if you want to keep it going, then yeah, you have to lessen the standard, sort of like increasingly so, right? Because you're going to find the good people. Like, you're trying to get the good people, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then, okay, that's the top 5 guys. Now go into the second tier, third tier.
Yeah, sure.
What other direction is it going to go?
Yeah, and I suppose even on a practical level, the better the teacher you meet, the worse everybody else seems, because you can't go.
Yeah.
It's like if you buy a car, right? When you buy your first car, it's shit. Then you buy a next car, it's better. Next car is better. If you downgrade a car, if you're like, oh, I've downgraded. So the problem is when you find like a really good master, all of a sudden the ones that were previously okay, are not that good anymore. It's back to that comparison.
Well,
I
mean, it's comparison may be the thief of all joy, but it is also part of the human intellect.
Yeah, sure.
You can't not have it. So yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens with teachers, like you say. When you meet a really great master, then all of a sudden the others don't seem so great, but they were really good at that time, maybe.
Yeah.
And had more than enough for what you needed at that time. So it's not to take away. It shouldn't take away from them.
No, I have to remember that. Like, if I think about the series of people I trained with, if I compare the first teachers to the last teachers, they were not very good. But,
but they
what
did.
I needed at the time, and they were able to teach me, they were fantastic.
That's
at that
it.
level.
Yeah.
So it's not to take away from them even slightly.
Totally. And like, you don't need the best person to teach you the most basic stuff and whatever.
Yeah. But they could all slip a punch.
Yeah. Yes. Well,
No
some
matter
things.
the style,
Some things are both normal and common.
Yes. Yeah. I did always tend to gravitate towards, certainly in the early years, people with skill, but also had a little bit of a bruisery past or something.
Well, when you're younger, that's what you want.
Yes. Now not at all.
No.
My current teacher he's not
interested in that at all.
No. He's a spiritual practitioner.
But that's what I mean by maybe some of these people that are obsessed with the cage and stuff, like they didn't do it maybe when they were young.
Yeah.
I've seen that with some students, and some of them I think are really good men.
Yeah.
But they're 50 or whatever and great guys. But they want the application, and it's like I can tell that they just they were doing economics in university or something instead of they didn't do it when they were young. They missed it, and now that part of their manhood didn't get fulfilled or whatever. Let's say, and so then they try to do it when they're older, and like you're too old, and it becomes like cosplay or something.
Yeah, and it's probably quite frustrating if you get to our age.
Yeah.
We're not young.
No.
We're not old either, really. I think we're sort of in the middle.
We're
middling. Yeah.
Middling aged.
But too old to start fighting from scratch.
Yeah.
And I think if you had that itch and it wasn't scratched, it would probably be a difficult.
Well, I see it. That's definitely it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's better to do it when you're young and natural. But I bet that's less and less.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not allowed anymore.
Well, something. Yeah. Well, in a controlled environment, people are doing kickboxing and MMA and stuff like that. It's a sort of controlled environment, which is better actually.
It is. That's not the way I did it, but that's good actually.
It's better. Yeah, and I think more and more people are doing that. But still, they're probably not the ones that actually go towards the internal arts. The ones who they go onto that, the ones who come towards internal arts, usually their childhood seems to have been anime and video games more than anything else. It attracts the dorks.
I have a pretty even mix, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, quite a lot of old bruisers. They like it the most.
Right.
They've immediately recognize it, where the other types, it takes time for them to see the value.
Yeah, okay.
But there are the anime dorks.
Yeah, I've increasingly got more people who've come from that kind of background, I guess, but still, most people coming into internal arts are introspective.
Yeah, sure.
Which nothing wrong with that at all. But they, yeah, you know, I
probably weren't very physical when they were young.
No. So they're kind of playing catch up and learning a bit of physicality here. But I don't think any of them are stupid enough to obsess over, you know, wanting to fight competitively.
No. Well, that's it.
Yeah. Because they're not unintelligent people.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
No, but even some of these people that I'm talking about that are older, and they're smart people.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's just something in the DNA of males.
Yes.
That wasn't fulfilled.
There's that quote by Yoshiba that always, I think it's Yoshiba, like every man feels bad of himself for not having been a soldier, which I think is
that's nice,
very true.
Yeah,
you know, I'm probably misquoted it.
No, but it's
totally different. But
the essence of it is good.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I remember hearing that when I was younger, and it kind of stuck with me. Certain references.
Yeah, that's true. So that's what happens, and doesn't would it work in the cage? That's a manifestation of that kind of thing.
Yes. So you think people just shouldn't worry about it?
I think they should just have integrity and just align with what they really do worry about.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Just do what's important to you. I think it's that basic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand people who are interested in football but don't play football.
Exactly.
Like, I don't, why would you?
Spectator sport is weird.
Yeah.
But
Spectator
any of it's like that. If I cared about it, I would do it. And then not doing it to me is the definition of it's not important to me.
Right, okay, yeah.
Like I don't do it. That means it's not important to me. Doesn't it? I mean, if you just think about it, it's not that important to you. If it was important to you, you would do it.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't get it.
I'm not sure that's how most people think, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a lack of integrity. The thinker and the feeler and the doer are not aligned. The mind and heart and body are not aligned.
Yeah,
it's not integrated. Yeah.
Okay.
If they were integrated, they would be doing what they wanted. They wouldn't have to second guess themselves. Yeah. So I think it's weird. And usually the guys that are always saying it, they're cosplayers too. They don't have a top hat, but they're cosplaying to be a tough guy.
Yeah, sure.
They're cosplay sport fighters, right? Usually.
Yeah.
They're not really fighting maybe they do like one special sort of fight or something, but they're cosplay sport fighters.
Okay.
So, they're not integrated into that, or else they would be, a sport fighter.
Okay.
Or whatever. That's what I think.